this question. So we'll go to question number 2. In what quadrants will an angle in standard position have a positive tangent value, and what is a unit circle? So if I draw a unit circle, let me just first write the question. The first part is in what quadrants angle, so we need tangent as positive in which quadrants. Uh, uh, which quadrants? And we have B part is what is unit circle. So we'll start with the A part. Let's draw a unit circle, and I'll just manually draw the axis. Let's say this is x-axis, this is y-axis. So let's say this is positive direction and this is positive y, this is negative y, and this is negative x. This point is 0. Let's say the coordinate at 45 degree is in this it will be 1 over root 2, 1 over root 2, and for here 135, I'll just make this like this, 135 degree. We have x will be negative and y will be positive here. Here it will be, I think it is going to be 225 degree, and my x and y both are going to be negative. And here this is going to be 315 degree, and here my y coordinate is going to be negative because this is the negative y-axis. So my x and negative of y. Now for a unit circle, tangent of any angle, say theta, is basically y by x. So y coordinate over x coordinate. Now let's see for first quadrant. We have tangent of 45 degree, which will be equal to 1 over root 2, 1 over root 2, and this will be positive. For second quadrant, we have tangent of 135 degree. Now in this my x is negative, 1 over root 2, and my y is positive. So this will become negative. For my third quadrant, tangent of 225 degree will be negative of 1 over root 2, negative of 1 over root 2, and this negative and negative will be cancelled, so this will become positive. For my fourth quadrant, this will be tangent of 315 degrees, and here in the fourth quadrant my y is negative and 1 over root 2, and this will become negative. So we can see that in the first quadrant my tangent was positive, and in the third quadrant my tangent was positive. So tangent of any angle will be positive in first quadrant and in third quadrant. Well, this question, the way of asking this question is not like correct, because first they should have asked what is unit circle, and then they should have asked what is like in what quadrants tangent is positive, because um, we just found that tangent is positive in first, this is first quadrant, and this is third quadrant, this is second quadrant, and this is fourth quadrant. So we just found out that in the first quadrant tangent is always positive, and in the third quadrant tangent is always positive. And there is one more reason, like the tangent is basically y by x. So here we can see in the first quadrant all the values of y and all the values of x is going to be positive. So therefore my y by x is always going to be positive. And in the third quadrant my x and y both are going to be negative. So negative over negative is going to be positive, and therefore in the third quadrant my tangent is positive. Now I will start with B part. Let's just see what the junior tutor has given. The tangent function is positive in first and third quadrants. And for unit circle, in mathematics a unit circle is a circle with a radius of 1. In trigonometry, the unit circle is the circle of radius 1 centered at the origin 0, 0. In the Cartesian coordinate system, in the Euclidean plane, the point of unit circle is that it makes other parts of the mathematics easier and neater. For instance, in the unit circle, for any angle theta, the trigonometrics of sine and cosine are clearly nothing but sine theta is y and cosine theta is x. Well, this part is not, I cannot guarantee this part as is if it is correct, but yeah, this is basically correct, because when we take the, so I'll just draw a circle here again. So as we can see, this circle, this is a unit circle. So suppose this is the axis, say, and this unit circle lies, its center lies at 0, 0, and it has a radius of 1. So this is just basically a unit circle, but it helps a lot in trigonometric to find trigonometric angles and trigonometric ratios. This circle helps a lot because if we see that whenever I draw a radius, it will be of 1 unit, and I can draw this radius at any point. I can draw it from here, I can draw it from here, I can draw it from here, I can draw this here also. But when I just drop down a perpendicular on the x-axis from these radius, then let's say these all are perpendiculars, then this so basically whenever we draw a perpendicular we get a triangle, and the hypotenuse of that triangle is always going to be 1 unit. And this is a kind of benefit for us because we already know the hypotenuse, we know the x and y coordinate. So x and y at this place, x and y at this place, and x and y at this place, we know the coordinates, so we can just find out this distance and the perpendicular distance, and we can just find out the distance from in the x direction. And then so eventually we get a right angle triangle whose hypotenuse is always going to be 1 unit, whose x and y coordinates we know, and therefore we can just calculate the trigonometric ratios of any angle, because this unit circle covers whole 360 degree. So we can calculate sine of x, then we can calculate cosine of x, and we can calculate tangent of x. And sine is going to be always y, just y coordinate of the unit circle is going to be my sine x. My x coordinate of the unit circle is going to be my cosine x, and my y by x is always going to be tangent of x. So we without using any calculator, we can just find the values of any angle using this unit circle. The circumference of unit circle is 2 pi, so that is true. So basically pi is basically the ratio of circumference of a circle to its radius and to its diameter basically. So we get circumference as 2 pi r, and this r is 1 here, so we get 2 times pi. An arc of a unit circle has the same length as the measure of the central angle that intercepts that arc. Also, because the radius of the unit circle is 1, trigonometric functions sine and cosine have special relevance for unit circle. The solution given here is correct. And great job.